Hi everyone, so I'm bringing you a different type of video, and this is my UCSB freshman advice series. It's going to be a series because I have so much advice actually to give in different kind of realms and categories of advice. So this is part 1 of the series, and this is going to be all about academics, since that's why we're at UCSB to begin with. If you aren't going to UCSB, I'm going to link down below in the description box, and I'm going to annotate in the general college freshman advice video that I did. But if you are going to UCSB, since I go there, there's just some UCSB specific things that I think are really helpful and some good pieces of advice that I feel like I wish I had known my freshman year. And I'm also dividing academics up into little subcategories. Those will be listed down below with timestamps for when each category starts, because I know some of you guys may be interested in learning about one thing and not the other. So everything you need is going to be in the description box below, so check that out. So the first category I want to talk about is choosing a major, because everyone is just like, oh, what school are you going to? And then the next question is, oh, what's your major? So I just want to let you know that as an incoming freshman, it's more than okay to be undeclared. I actually didn't meet a lot of people who were undeclared, which really surprised me, because I figured a lot of people wouldn't know what they wanted to do and would kind of want to explore before they chose a major. But most people I knew freshman year came in with a major. Most of them changed their majors at least once as the year went on. In order to determine what you might want to major in though, there's lots of GE classes that cover a variety of subject areas. You could totally take a GE class in the chem department, or a GE class in the bio department, or film, or communication, or physics, and by taking those you can kind of get a sense of whether or not you want to be in that department while also obtaining GE credit, which I really recommend. Employers see UC graduates and automatically know that they have research skills and a variety of knowledge in different courses, breadth and width requirements and all that. There's a lot of leeway in attending a UC in that you can kind of go whatever direction you want regardless of your major. Your major doesn't limit you into a select few careers. You can literally be a bio major and go into teaching. You can be a communication major and go to law school. It's really up to you. My second category of advice is going to class. Going to class is very important. I never skipped class my first quarter, and then my second and third quarters not so much. That was a different story. But when you do need to skip class for whatever reason, there are many reasons why you may need to skip class, but please make sure to do it strategically. What I mean by doing it strategically is some classes give out points for attendance, and as far as choosing which days to skip, your syllabus is usually your best friend, because it'll kind of give you a rundown and a calendar. Most classes give you a sort of a calendar of when your midterm is, when your papers are due, and things like that. And those are really important days that you need to make sure you're in class. So I know so many people who are just I just won't go today, and they had a quiz in their class. Pop quizzes are different, so usually you'll know if your class gives pop quizzes though, so you just won't know when. Those are also classes you need to be at. Please make sure that you know someone in your class, because even if you don't have a quiz or a test that day, there could be something that directly relates to your test material that was covered in class that day, and you want to make sure you have somebody that can kind of relay you that information. But don't be that person who gets the information, is yo, I was gone today, I'm gonna need you to give me all the notes, but then you're never there to reciprocate that. Make sure that you're, if you get notes from somebody, then you're okay man, I'll cover you. When you're sick, just let me know and I'll cover for you. Make sure you're reciprocating. Also, make sure that you have a good relationship with your TA. Make sure to participate in your sections or talk to your TAs, just because they're going to be more likely to help you if you miss section or miss class for whatever reason. If you're cool with your TA, a lot of times they'll kind of help you and give you a rundown of what went on in class and what you can kind of do to recover after you missed. And especially when there's an emergency, having a good relationship with your TA and or your professor when communicating with them directly will really help you. My third category is office hours. I don't know if you've ever heard the jokes, but they're kind of true. Lots of people don't go to office hours, which kind of sucks, because you're paying that money for those resources and that extra help, and when you don't go, it's kind of I don't know, you're just throwing your money away. And I get it, some people are busy. I have a job, lots of people work, lots of people are on sports teams, they want to go work out, or they want to take a nap. Trust me, I love napping. I make sure to go to office hours before a paper, before midterms, and before finals. I will always go. Or if I have questions about lecture. And what you can do is, maybe you're in lecture and you don't quite understand something, highlight it or write a note in the margin. Make a list of all the notes you had for that week and email your TA and be like, hey, I'm coming in for office hours on such and such date. Make sure you email them, because I've had situations where I would come into office hours and my TA wouldn't be there. So that's a mistake I learned from. Just make sure, just clarify with them through email, or maybe after class if you see them. Just be like, hey, I'm coming in for office hours next week to talk about some of the lecture things that I didn't quite understand, and they'll be more than happy to help you. Sometimes your professor and your TA have differing expectations, and ultimately it's your TA grading things. It's your TA grading your paper. So if your professor really likes your paper but your TA hates it, guess what? You're not going to get a good grade. So it's really important to go see your TA, not just your professor, because while your professor can give you good advice and it's good to network with your professors, ultimately your TA is the one grading your stuff. You got to develop a good relationship with them so that you can kind of understand what's expected of you. So my fourth category is popular GEs, and I know that a lot of freshmen, you're going to pretty much be spending majority of your classes freshman year in GE classes, so I decided to tell you about some popular GEs and what to look out for. Just warning you, you're going to end up in a huge packed lecture hall. There's going to be like 600 people there, because it's all a bunch of freshmen trying to get their arts credit or their, you know, social science credit or something, and so they're huge classes. My other classes I have like maybe 80 to 100 people in, but those classes I had 600 people in, no joke. On the positive side, however, you are going to want to interact with the people in those GE classes, because they're most likely other freshmen, maybe people who even live in your building, and you can get together and form study groups and things like that. It's a great way to not only meet new friends, but to arrange study groups. Also, these GEs are most of the time the easiest classes at UCSB, but don't take that for granted. Make sure you still are doing the work, because I've seen people be like, oh, psh, I'm taking a dance class this quarter, man. I'm not going to do anything. And then they fail it just because they're being asses and are like, this is going to be easy. And so they don't do any of the work. So just, I mean, put some effort into it. I've seen so many people ruin their freshman year GPAs by just being like, dance class. I don't need to go to dance class, you know? So just, they're going to be easy, but just, I mean, you can still put some effort in. It's just like a running joke that every freshman takes dinosaurs, which I believe is Earth 7. I didn't take Earth 7, so I wouldn't know, but pretty much every single one of my friends has. It's just like the freshman class. Other classes like this are Anthropology 2, which is cultural anthropology. Classics 40 is also the freshman class. It's Greek myth, and there's so many different professors that teach it, and I've heard that it honestly, like, the easiness of the class and how much reading, how many books you need to buy just honestly depends on which professor you get. And since professors are constantly changing for that class, it's a hit or miss type of situation. Dance 45 and Music 15 kind of go sort of hand in hand in that they're like the arts credits that most people take. Dance 45 is history and appreciation of dance, and Music 15 is music appreciation. I took music appreciation because I did music in high school and I was like, this is gonna be easy, and it was. Other classes that I know that people really love are Soc 1, which is just the introductory sociology class, Soc 152A and 152B, which are the human sexuality courses taught by a married couple who works in the sociology department. It's a really popular class. And Theater 5, which is intro to acting. A bunch of freshmen always try to get in, and the wait list is always super long. So the fifth category I have are 8 a.m.s. You've probably heard the advice, don't take an 8 a.m. unless you hate yourself. Generally, unless you're lucky or really good at schedule planning, really can't avoid it. I know a lot of my intro major classes were 8 a.m.s. Don't just diss the class completely because it's an 8 a.m. because most likely that's the only time they're ever going to offer the class. Just prep the night before, try to get some sleep, eat something beforehand, or at least bring like a granola bar or something to class, because it's going to be hell if you don't. Our sixth category is Pastimes. Pastimes is basically the Hunger Games of UCSB. Pastimes are ordered kind of based on your class rank, how many units you've taken already, and whether you're in the honors program. Y'all are gonna be freshmen with maybe like 10 units from AP tests and not in honors, which is the situation that a lot of freshmen find themselves in when they go to UCSB. You're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole, which means your pastime is going to be super late. I'm talking like the end of the week, if not the next week after the seniors already picked their classes. And what this means is that your class choices are going to be limited. A lot of times you're going to be like, well, I guess I'll take Earth 50. Don't know what it is, but I guess I'm going to take it. And honestly, that's just something you're going to have to face. Don't get too discouraged, but just know that that is something that you're going to have to face. Literally, it'll be like 7 p.m. and you're like, oh shit, it's my pastime. And you will like take out your phone wherever you are and like get on gold. Before pastimes start, make an appointment with your academic advisor. Most people are going to be in letters and sciences, which is what college I'm in. And you can go online to UCSB LNS academic advising or Google something like that and you'll find it. You can make an appointment and you can choose from a bunch of different academic advisors, student advisors, who are peer advisors, and they've been through it. So make an appointment with them. They'll have your entire file on deck, so they'll know exactly what you need to take and what you've already taken, and if you're on the right track as far as how many units you're taking, and they'll help you kind of work with what's left on gold. So make sure you go in and use those resources, because again, you're paying for them, so use those resources. My last category is about finals and dead week and midterms week and all that glorious stuff that we hate so much. I know that in high school I didn't really need to study much for tests. I could just kind of review stuff and be like, I'm fine, it's fine, I'm good, I feel good. No, you might as well just kiss that goodbye, because that's not going to be the case anymore. I mean, some of these GEs, yes. Like, I know for my music 15 class I didn't really study, but a lot of your major classes you're going to need to study your ass off. And that is why dead week is called dead week for a reason. It is actual hell. If you've been studying all quarter, good for you, but most of us don't. So we are all packed into the library, and since everyone's packed in the library, everyone's using the library Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi has gone to shit and everyone's stressed out and everyone just kind of like has like giant eye bags, and we're just kind of like staring at the clock like, when will this be over? But what I can recommend to you is take advantage of study groups, because a lot of times like other buildings or other departments or other orgs will have study groups and they'll have food, so make sure you eat on dead week, eat on finals week, because I see so many people skipping meals altogether, and I'm just like, you cannot take a test or study properly if your brain is not nourished. Come on, y'all are bio majors, you should know this. Be hygienic, please. I have been to the dining commons on dead week and on like finals week and midterms week, and people smell because they don't do their laundry and they re-wear the same outfit. Don't be that person. So that was my gigantic, long ass UCSB advice video for freshmen, and that was literally part 1, y'all. I'm not playing. I'm trying to give y'all the best advice because this stuff really helped me my freshman year, and I want y'all to go in and have a kick-ass time. Please subscribe, like this video, and comment if this helped you. I mean, you can't really tell if it helped you yet. That's it for me today, and I will see you guys next time.